Hello.
Good day, sir.
Good day to you, sir. I hope everyone missed us.
Yeah, well, I missed us, and that's what
I missed us too. I missed us a lot.
Our 8 listeners. We appreciate every one of you. You all missed us.
We do. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for peeking in and listening to our voices.
Yeah, whether
Mine's
it's on
a little bit nasally sometimes.
We still like you.
Nah, perfect. You better love me. It's Valentine's Day, everyone.
Ooh, that's why I got the red hat on today.
Yeah,
if you're,
nice.
If you're watching this, I'm wearing a red hat. If you're listening to this, just picture it.
My beard has a little redness to it today, so that is why.
Extra beardy noob.
It's Valentine's Day. Yes, that is correct.
Who wants a beard?
But I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize it was Valentine's Day until I scrolled on Twitter and I was like, "Why is everyone posting pictures with their significant others?"
Until yours got all mad at you.
No, I think I remembered before she did, which is hilarious. We're both on that level. Like we're not even 100% sure on our anniversary date, so it's kind of cool. I dig it.
Well, I'm married, so it's pretty easy. That happened on a specific date.
That's true,
and it was the day before my wife's birthday, so I like. It's easy to remember. Yeah, she got married on the very last day of her 20s.
Wow, nice.
So she can always say she got married in her 20s and literally turned 30 at midnight.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. But you know what? It's been a couple weeks since we've talked about baseball, and I'm very surprised that not much has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Or it doesn't seem like it.
It's so boring.
I felt like we were kind of waiting just for some things to happen, and the significant guys, like, they haven't really signed. And for those of you just listening, or if you're listening to this in the future, we are recording literally on the day pitchers and catchers report. Snell hasn't signed. Bellinger hasn't signed. Montgomery hasn't signed. There's just, I just don't get it. It's been so weird.
Like I said, if you're listening to this in the future, it makes me think like somebody from like 2045 is like listening to this. Just so you know, Jorge Soler did sign with the Giants.
Oh yeah,
3 years, 42, cheapish, not bad for if he can give you 36 home runs a year. But he's kind of up and down. This is why a lot of Blue Jays fans were screaming on Twitter, give us Soler, give us Soler. We signed Justin Turner, and then they're like, maybe we didn't want Soler. It's been kind of up and down with him because that's how his career has been. He's like 40 home runs or nothing, almost.
Yeah, I think he would have been better off somewhere else, to be honest. Giants, that's not a great park to hit bombs in, and that's what Soler does.
Unless you're Barry Bonds.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's crazy how I wonder how many bombs Barry Bonds would have hit if he played somewhere else. That's something to think about too. Like, if he played at Cincinnati, Yankee Stadium,
Colorado,
that would have been, dude, we're talking like 80 home runs a year. Talking probably 800 career at least, maybe. I think.
Yeah. That would have been.
Yeah, that's
insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's nothing else. I can't even think of anybody else who's signed in the last week.
I just pulled up the FanGraphs free agent tracker or off-season tracker. We got a couple small ones like Drew Pomeranz to the Angels. They are building up a bullpen
of all time.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for sure. A lot of minor league contracts right there. The Yankees just picked up Jordan Groshans, Blue Jays legend. If that's how you pronounce his name, don't really know.
He was hyped up, just a classic Blue Jays hyped up prospect that went nowhere.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be pretty good.
Well, he's been kind of a bust. I think he's still relatively young, like mid-20s, but yeah, he hasn't done much.
The Pirates signed Yasmani Grandal to a 1-year deal. I guess maybe they have a similar plan with him as they do with Chapman. I'm assuming if he's doing well and they're not. Exactly.
It's not a bad strategy for teams like that.
I think it's a great strategy. Like, it's doing something productive with something that's you're not gonna give you much in the long run. So
get a couple guys with high upside, and if they perform well, you can usually get a decent return for them. So Makes sense.
Absolutely. And that's got to be like a great selling point too when you're negotiating with these guys. Just like, hey, listen, we're not going to be competing. If you're popping off, get ready to enjoy the postseason because we're going to ship you somewhere that's going there.
Yeah. Yeah. Go win a World Series, Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't. God.
What if what if he gets traded to the Braves?
Don't even say it. I don't want to have to root for him. I don't want that to ever happen. I had to do that in person in Kansas City this past year. Well, I guess I didn't really have to. I didn't.
You chose to, or you chose not to.
Yeah, I didn't really. I was like impartial. I wasn't a Royals fan. I was just there because it's in my backyard, basically.
Yeah, that's fair. You should become a Royals fan. They actually might be good this year.
I've got big high upside.
Actually, we could talk about
that.
They're
going to be solid.
Bobby Witt Jr. That's like probably the biggest move that's happened since we talked last.
That is the biggest move.
288.7, 11 years with potentially 14 years and
377. He has opt-outs after 7, 8, 9, and 10, I believe. So just a win-win.
Good job,
if he's performing into his 30s, like he can opt out. If not, like he's got his bag.
Yeah, I would have loved for Bo Bichette to get that deal like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great deal, man. It's a great deal. I'm really happy for the Royals. Like this hopefully signifies that they're going to try to get back to their winning ways. I know they're trying to build a new stadium, and I like the dude. I don't know if you saw the pictures from it, but
I looked very quickly. They look pretty nice, though.
Looks really nice, man. But I mean, those renderings always look good.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
They're never going to look bad. I'm sure
never going to look bad.
Like Marlins Lone Depot looked really good, and then they put that weird statue in, and then they got rid of it. But I think they should put it back. It's part of it. It's part of the stadium.
Dude, that statue is incredible in the sense that it looks like it should be at a putt-putt.
Do they still have the fish tanks behind home plate too? Didn't they used to have those?
I want to say no.
I don't think so either.
But I don't know.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
They should bring him back.
Every stadium needs something cool. The Rogers Center needs something cool like that. I mean, they have the hotel in it, which is like kind of their thing, I guess. Like the pool in Arizona at Chase Field, like that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Like that.
Yeah, some sort of distinctive feature.
I think Oracle Park looks beautiful. I think a lot of the parks out west look amazing, man.
I went there actually on my honeymoon. My wife and I went to a ball game there.
Shit.
It's super nice, because you just like walk around the outfield concourse and the coves right there, and that giant Coke bottle is like a slide for kids.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
You can like climb up a ladder, go inside, and like slide down. I didn't have children at the time, but
now when you go back, you can take them on that slide. And dude, by the way, I forgot about this extension as well. Jose Altuve, 5-year contract.
Bang, bang.
He's going to be an Astro for life.
It's good. It makes sense. He's like the perfect Astro. I just feel like he's kind of like one of those people that you don't know if you want to cheer for him or want to cheer against him. And that's kind of like the Astros as a team. That's kind of how it's been kind of, I feel like it's this because you don't find many just like diehard Astros fans besides maybe people who live near there. And everybody else, it's kind of like, well, for myself anyway, I found myself like, I really cheered against them in some of these World Series they played in, and I've really cheered for them in some. And it's kind of like it's weird. I feel like that with Altuve too. Like it's kind of a love-hate. Like people respect him, but they don't like him. Or some people are like, he's amazing. I don't know. It's what I mean?
Of course, we have that whole scandal, but there's evidence out there that suggests he didn't even take part. So it's a weird dichotomy of like. It's very polarizing to be honest, man.
Care too much about that, to be honest. Like
I don't
if I played for the Dodgers, I would, but I don't.
I'm past it, man. Yeah. I'm past it. Like it is where it is, which is like the lamest thing lamest phrase to say. But it happened. How many players are on that team that were there? We got Altuve, Bregman, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Is that it? I don't
Pretty
know
much.
to the extent of Bregman's participation, but I remember him being very apologetic or looking very shameful when he
Yeah.
was being interviewed those several times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of them are like super proud of it, but at the time, it kind of like I understand. I don't think it like I don't know if you don't realize it's as big of a deal as it is, or I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what you want to talk about?
Whatevs.
You know, I guess what do you want to call it? Not scandals, but what's the word I'm looking for? Controversial news. MLB world. Jersey Gate 2024. Apparently, Fanatics makes the jerseys now, and there's like a bit of an uproar going on in the MLB Twitter space of jerseys right now.
They look terrible. They are the best looking jerseys I've ever seen. I know that athletes are coming out with their scheduled tweets saying that they love them so much. I
Mike Trout
guarantee you, Mike Trout loves it. I just could not agree less.
Yeah,
could not agree less with that. And I guarantee you, he doesn't even run his Twitter account. He didn't even type that with his own hands. I don't know. It was probably his kid. I don't know if his kid's old enough to tweet, but
I need to see all of them kind of in person. It's also weird because there's like 3 different tiers of them now. So there's like the cheap ones, which aren't even cheap, but there's like the base one, which is like the lowest quality. And then there's like kind of a middle range. And then there's like this is the same as the players wear ones. So I need to just see them all, but they don't look nearly as good as they have the last.
They look terrible. And if, I guess they have a monopoly, or Fanatics have a monopoly on the jerseys or something. Nike does, I guess.
Well,
I don't really know how
Fanatics
that works.
Makes them, but Nike has like licensed their logo, the swoosh logo, so they get to put the swoosh on them.
Well, I think the MLB is about to lose a ton of money from jersey sales because no one's buying them.
Yeah,
no one's going to buy them.
Like
I don't get it. I know
they moved the logo on the neckline in the back down a little bit, and then the lettering is just like too small.
Lettering is so off. It looks terrible. It doesn't make sense. It has a bend to it, even if it's only like 5 letters. If your last name's Smith, Will Smith is just gonna have a curve to it that doesn't make any sense. Ohtani's jersey looks terrible. The front, where the opening of the jersey is, where the letters come to meet, it looks off. I just don't see it actually continuing if the jersey sales don't pick up or don't stay the same as they were last year. Because that's a big issue. Like, if the MLB is not going to make a lot of money from these, or if they're going to lose money on these, the owners are all about money. The MLB is all about money. Manfred's all about the dough. Like, something's got to happen. And I hope it does, because I think they look terrible. No matter how they feel for the athletes, I think that is important. But why not just keep the same material but adjust the lettering and how they look?
Yeah, it's not even. I don't even think it's necessarily the material. It's just like, it's weird. I'll say this though, I did, because they said they kind of started to roll it out with the All-Star Game jerseys last year. And I do have one of those. I got a Vladdy one, and I actually like it. But I don't know if it's also different because the design of it isn't just like a traditional, like, solid color jersey. It has that sort of, teal pattern on it and stuff.
Makes sense.
But I did notice, like, when I bought it, I'm like, the lettering it just looked like a little bit different, or like kind of thinner. It doesn't look bad. I won't say it looks bad, but the ones that I've seen pictures of now look worse.
Yeah, it looks like.
I would like to have one in my hands and like go to a store and actually like look at it and see what it's like. But all these pictures,
I would too.
The side by sides do not look good.
I'm curious to see what the stitching is on like the letters and the numbers, because I've seen a couple close-ups on Twitter, and it just looks like it's those cheap ass jerseys that are like the mesh type of material.
Yeah,
it looks like that almost.
The base ones it's just like heat pressed vinyl or whatever on it. Like, it's not any sort of actually stitch lettering. But yeah,
And that'll cost you $119
at least
before tax. That's crazy.
Oh, and I'm just
those,
upset
man.
because they also announced that the Blue Jays are actually getting a City Connect jersey this year, which I've been so excited for the last like few years. And now if they come out and they're just like kind of some trashy New Jersey that's overpriced and under quality, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, because it's going to be really hard not to buy one.
Yeah,
I love
that's going to be tough.
I love jersey buying, and like a new design Jays jersey, like even if it's ugly, I'm probably going to seriously consider getting it. So.
I used to be a big jersey guy too. I haven't bought one for a long time, and it's going to stay that way. It's going to stay that way most likely.
You should buy
until something changes.
See if you can get like a last year one for
jersey,
like on a sale. Like, oh, it's a 2023 jersey on sale.
I might. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
The straight from China route. Get like one of those $30.
That's possible.
DH Gate.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm probably. I just don't see myself as a jersey.
Get a T-shirt and a hat. I don't know. Whatever, man. Yeah, live your life.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would frame a jersey more so than wear it.
I just framed a jersey.
I don't have a house right now, so I mean, I live in an apartment, which is great, but I'd rather have a house and have my own space before I really wanted to work on a studio or something.
I miss when I had my like legit stream room in my old house.
That was a solid room, dude.
We like specifically designed a room for me to have, and I don't have that space anymore. But I mean, I live in a much nicer place, much nicer.
That's good.
Area of the world.
That's
opposed to my house is nice, but it's way smaller than where I used to live. Anyway, I live in a more expensive place.
I see. Makes sense.
Well,
makes sense.
You mentioned Shohei Ohtani. We also what?
Oh, I was I want to see where you're going with this because we might be on the same track.
I was going to say you mentioned Shohei Ohtani, which brings me to I guess the meat and potatoes of what we were going to talk about today, which is predicting the most valuable players in each league.
I was actually going to go somewhere else, but just real quick, Clayton Kershaw signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's to be their 9th pitcher.
Yeah, for real. Oh, he could be their 3rd.
He'll be their best pitcher because he always is every year.
He really is. Like, if you look at just what he does on a per game basis, he really is.
He's like the most somehow underrated pitcher because he's legitimately the best pitcher of the last 15 years.
Dude, he's going to go down as one of the best, like, top 3 lefty pitchers of all time.
The dude had like 12 or 13 straight years where he lowered his career ERA every single season.
His career ERA is like a 2.5.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's sad that the whole postseason pitching is really going to follow him.
Yeah.
It's sad.
We'll see.
I hate that.
Maybe he'll like become their closer and they'll win the World Series this year.
That'd be incredible. I just need him to, maybe not this year, but I need to get him to go on like a mad bum run, maybe like next year to finish his career.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. But anyway, yes, what you're about to say, top 5 MVP predictions for each league.
For each league.
Yes, sir.
And you were telling I think so.
Okay.
Then you were telling me that you had some sort of maybe unexpected choices.
Maybe. I don't know if it's unexpected choices, but maybe unexpected order. Possibly.
Expected order. All right.
Yeah. But I do think this could happen. I do.
That's fair. I also chose one like kind of shot in the dark, out of left field, dark horse candidate.
That's a good. I think I remember you saying that.
Maybe,
I totally forgot to do that.
Maybe he definitely wouldn't be in your top 5, but like they could if they have the potential. I picked one. It's kind of difficult.
I might have to do that too. Dang. Do we want to do the top 5? Which league first?
You pick.
Let's do AL.
American League.
Yeah.
All right. Who's number 5 in the American League, in your opinion?
5 is Bobby Witt Jr.
You know what? I had Bobby Witt Jr. at number 5, and I crossed his name out because I switched something around a little bit. So he would be my number 6. He was number 5.
Okay.
He was number 5 in the video that I made, but I also forgot somebody completely.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Bobby Wood Jr., the new money man of the Royals. I like that pick a lot. He's so good. Too.
He really is. He just needs to get on base a little bit more.
Yeah, there's no reason he couldn't have an Acuna type season.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. 1 steal away from 30-50. Crazy year. Crazy year. I mean, I think we all thought he had the potential, but I don't think we saw it coming this quickly.
And he's the fastest
especially with his
player in the league.
So fast, dude.
I think he's legitimately 100th percentile. He's 100th or 99th. It's one he's like the fastest or the third fastest, and like by 0.1.
I know it's him, Ellie, and Corbin Carroll.
Yeah,
all up there. To quote Seth Rogen, "Fastest kid alive."
He's the fastest kid alive.
He's a freak. Fastest kid alive. He's a freak.
My number 5 is the big slugger in Houston, Yordan Alvarez. That's why I have it number 5.
Nice.
I think this guy, it was like he's primed to put up like a 45 home run, 130 RBI season one of these years.
I agree. It was tough for me to put him up there when he's probably just going to be a DH. I mean, not just going to be like.
Well,
he's probably going to be DH.
There's somebody in the National League who's just going to be a DH this year.
True. I hot take that you'll find out from my list.
I like it. I like hot takes. Yeah, I think Yordan, like he's consistently really good, and I think he can be even better than he is. Like hits a few more bombs and drives in a few more runs. I know like RBIs don't matter or whatever, blah blah blah, but I mean it's hard to look at a guy who has like 130 plus RBIs and not be like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
I think RBI still means something. I know that you can't rely on your teammates. It's not in your control to have them on base, but like it is in your control to drive them in when they are on base.
Agreed.
So
I agree.
That's my take. Like it does. It's not the end all be all, but I love
like
it
a
still.
Clutch factor that needs to play a part.
Absolutely. If you got 10 home runs, but 15 RBI. And you hit, I don't know. I can go on a whole tangent.
Who was it? That was like Luis Robert or Robert last year. He had like 35 home runs and like 60 RBIs. It was like ridiculous.
That's not his fault. He was on a terrible team.
He's on the worst team ever.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't think we should discredit people for their lack of RBI, but give credit for them if they have a lot of RBI. Is my take on it.
Yeah, especially like a number that's like, oh my goodness, that is a lot of RBIs.
Yeah, like what I think I saw a stat the other day on Twitter that in a 643 game stretch, Manny Ramirez drove in 643 runs, and I'm just like, dude, that is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous stat right there.
It's just a run a game, and that's I wish all the players I liked would do that.
Me too. All right, number 4. I got good old J-Ram.
Ooh, J-Ram is not on my top 5. I like that though. J-Ram's always good.
Yeah. Love a good J-Ram. And he's good every year. Switch hitter, third base. I know he's on a terrible team, or not a terrible team, but terrible offensive team. He's going to be the main dude.
Yeah, terrible offense. Josh Naylor's got a chance to do some good this year. Maybe if Bo can pick it up, he can help.
I didn't realize. Word, I agree. Bo can be up there. I didn't realize how good Josh Naylor was last year.
He was super good last year. Yeah.
He was really good, and I didn't realize he hit lefties as well as he did. I thought he was just like a righty killer, but he crushed lefties too last year.
Canadian. Crazy. They also have another brother who's coming up. Miles, I think his name is Miles Naylor, but
apparently he's like the best of them.
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Vladdy's little brother got signed by the Mets. He's like 18.
Vladdy's little 19. Brother, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Vladdy Miguel, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't realize.
He's a lefty. He hits tanks too.
Oh, nice.
He's like got their same swing, but he's lefty. My number 4 is a new member of the New York Yankees, Juan Soto. who was the guy I completely forgot off my YouTube video of 10 my 10 picks for AL MVP. I forgot he's playing in the AL now, but
sometimes the obvious like switches are like the easiest to miss. Like,
yeah, I just keep, and they're in my mind of like who they just played for, not who they're going to play for next year, because I haven't watched them play for that
exactly.
yet, so
yep, exactly. It's tough.
But yeah,
especially if you're just going on the top of your head.
Because I had just written down the 5 that I had in my top 5 in that video. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot Juan Soto, so I put him in and bumped Bobby Witt Jr. off the list. But
sad day for Bobby Witt Jr.
So yeah, I have Soto at 4. I mean, Yankee Stadium, if he stays healthy all year and gets off to, you know, a good start, it's gonna be like
it's gonna be wild.
You pitch to Judge or you pitch to Soto, like you're gonna pick one of them. And
yeah,
I don't know which is a better option as a pitcher. There's no good option there.
I honestly wish that
both
the
pitch
Yankees,
to Rizzo.
Seriously, for real. I wish they had one more guy at the top of the order who gets on base at like a 400 clip. Because then, if Judge is healthy, 160 games, what if he breaks the RBI record?
Imagine if they trade for cool. Like Luis Arias.
That'd be insane. Surprisingly, Luis Arias doesn't even have like a great on base percentage.
Well, if you hit 400, you're fine.
He didn't even, his on base percentage was lower than 400.
That's crazy because he was hitting like 400 until like August.
Yeah, his second half he hit 315.
What a loser!
He finished with 354 average, but only a 394 or 393 on base.
Because he
which like is still good, but it's at the same time it's like only 40 points higher. Really?
Yeah. Come on, Luis.
I know. Still a great year. Okay. Number three.
Julio Rodriguez.
Me too. Awesome.
He's so good.
He is really good. He even had a slow start last year, too.
Very slow. It's like him and Vladdy had these slow starts, and then J-Rod started taking off last year. And I'm like, come on, Vlad, just like catch him.
Like a horse race, basically. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, J-Rod's so good. I don't know. He's just so good.
He does it all, man.
What can you say about him?
He could have a 30-30 season again, or a 40-40. He could have a season like 30-50 like Bobby Witt Jr. did.
Oh yeah.
He's electric, man. He's so electric.
And he's like, he's just such a fun player to watch. He's just got the swag. He's good and he knows it. And he's like 22, 23? Like he's so
23.
young.
23 years old.
I got to hit a home run this year in Seattle. It was pretty sweet.
That's
cheering against him, but I still got to see it. So I mean, I got to see Julio hit him. I also got to see him fall down in center field trying to catch a fly ball, which was pretty funny.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah,
you hate to see it, but also hilarious.
Yeah, like the ball hit the fence, but he just like tripped before getting there.
Oh, big yikes! Who you got for number 2?
Corey Seager, reigning World Series MVP. Sieg dog. I mean, if he puts together a whole season like he did for his 3/4 of a season last year, it's like he's going to win. Like he hit like 345. He led the league in doubles, I think, in the American League in doubles, even after missing like 30 games or whatever.
Yep.
And I mean, he's going to get so many at bats in that lineup because everybody just smashes the ball and they're going to be scoring like 8 runs a game. So
yeah, I agree. He's going to have a good year.
Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Judge.
So we're flip-flopped at 1, 2?
No.
You don't even have Corey Seager in your top 5.
I don't have Corey Seager in my top 5.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really interested to see who your number 1 is then. This is where it gets tricky.
So your number 1 is Judge.
Yeah, I think if Aaron Judge is healthy, he's the best hitter in the American League, and I don't think it's close.
I understand that.
So
I think
yeah,
I should have Corey Seager up there. I honestly made it real quick off the top of my head.
It's your opinion. You should have whoever you want up there. Okay.
That's true. I have Juan Soto as my number 1.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Juan Soto is my number one. 2 Yankees up at the top.
Which pains me because
I just think,
all I ever want as a Blue Jays fan is for the Yankees to not be good.
Yeah,
but
they could still be bad. I mean,
the rest of
the
their
Angels,
team
Trout and Ohtani.
That's true. That's true. The Yankees have a better track record of righting the ship, though. The Angels have a track record of just blowing it every year.
Yeah, there is no ship.
Yeah,
there's no ship.
And the Yankees will at least I guess to be fair, the Angels tried to make a bunch of moves at the deadline last year, and then it just backfired, and it was just a waste. Should have traded Ohtani in 2022 and gotten the biggest haul of all time for him, but
they really should have. It was great at the time where everyone was just like, yes, they're going for it. It's going to happen. It could potentially happen. And then just they lost 7 straight games after the deadline.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. And it was they just kept blowing it. All their bullpen guys who had been good all year just started giving up runs. And and then everybody
was terrible.
Giolito was terrible.
So bad. It's crazy. He was not bad in Chicago that year before he got traded, but
it's because you get to play against the AL Central a billion times a year.
Did they though with the schedule change?
Well, you still get 13 games against each team, so you don't get 19 anymore. But you still play them more than anybody else.
Okay, that makes sense.
When you have to go pitch against the Astros, would you rather pitch against the Astros and Rangers 26 times or play against them, or the Tigers and the
True.
Royals?
I'm curious now to see what his game logs were. I want to see.
I'm just spewing.
I know. I know you're. I'm so curious. But anyway, what's our? While I'm looking that up. Who's your number 5 for the NL?
Do you want to do number 5, or do you want to pick a dark horse for the league for the AL?
Let's pick a dark horse. Okay, I have one in my head.
I'm ready. Is Minnesota Twins shortstop Carlos Correa?
Ooh,
super
that's interesting.
Right?
Okay.
Exactly, and that's why I picked him. I don't think he'll win it, but he's got the potential to have a crazy season. He should be pretty motivated to do better than he's done kind of since he's been in Minnesota. So
that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I want to know who you were thinking.
Adolis Garcia.
Ooh. El Bombi.
Dark horse.
50
He's just so electric, man.
50 bombs.
That'd be insane.
He'll be like Kyle Schwarber.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Kyle Schwarber, but
I think if Adolis won the MVP, he would have to hit 50 bombs. I think he would have to. Oh, by the way, I just pulled up Lucas Giolito. He got shelled against Atlanta. He got shelled against Minnesota, Cincinnati, and Detroit. He pitched a gem against Texas. He pitched pretty bad, but a gem against Texas, shutout it through 7 innings, which is not the team on this list that I was expecting to see him put down for a little bit.
Let's see. I want to see when he was playing for the White Sox. So he played Minnesota, gave up 1 run. Okay, Minnesota gave up 1, Kansas 2. Kansas City 1, Detroit gave up 4 to the Tigers, and Minnesota. So he pitched against the AL Central when he was in the division. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and he did pretty well against them until he started playing for the other teams. When he played for Cleveland, he did really poorly.
I can't believe how poor he did in Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles, and then he did even worse when he got to Cleveland. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Okay, I like our dark horses though. I do.
Correa,
I like those dark
and Adolis. Yeah, they both.
That's a real big dark horse, Correa. I like it.
Hey,
I like it.
That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the point. I feel like my dark horse wasn't that
Well, I mean,
big,
I wouldn't
you know?
I wouldn't even put Adolis in my top 10. So
True. Okay. Thank you.
maybe some people would.
Respect.
But
Possibly.
yeah, I think it's
Okay.
good.
Sweet.
National
right.
League.
Who's your number 5?
Shohei Ohtani is my number 5.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a secret. Shohei is not on my top 5.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me. I don't like. He'll be good because he's Ohtani and he's good, but non-pitching Ohtani, I think just like I don't know. We'll see. Like he'll still have probably 40 home runs and stuff, but I don't think he has the best shot to win even on his own team.
I'm interested to see how he handles it mentally because I feel like he's a guy who like apparently I heard this somewhere that his hitting stats on days where he pitched were way better than any other like cumulative amount of games. Which
That's
is interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's 100% true, and I think I heard it somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But it's enough to be interested in seeing what his splits were in that regard.
Yeah, I just could see him like being like a good. I mean, he's always good, but like just being 100%. Kind of a good hitter, like 35 homers, and and it's gonna be so tough out in LA. Like you don't really know who's gonna pop off. Maybe Teoscar Hernandez leads the team in home runs. Like you don't know.
Yeah, no idea. They got so many guys who could.
Who's your number 5 then?
My number 5 is Bryce Harper.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
He's
yes,
awesome.
sir. I think, dude, he finished last year on a tear. Like
he's so good.
He is ridiculously good. And I think he's going to first base. He could be even better offensively. Doesn't have to worry about playing in the outfield. And I think he could win a Gold Glove over at first.
And he's not coming back off of Tommy John this winter.
Yeah.
Like he just can have a healthy full off season of like working out and recovering and getting ready.
Yeah.
So
it was very hard for me not to put him a little bit higher in my top 10 first baseman rankings. That top 3 was tough. It was tough, man. Very, very tough. But anyway.
Well, I have him as my number 3 in my list.
Okay.
So Harper's on my list.
That's solid.
Number 3.
Who's your 4?
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Ooh,
Platinum Glover. I think he's primed to just go off. He kind of, he missed a year and a bit, and then he like had not a bad year, but not a great year last year. But like, if you look at the trajectory he was on before he got injured and before he like had a suspension, he was gonna just skyrocket to the moon, man.
He is on the Ronald Acuna Jr. trajectory.
Yeah.
If we want to like put them side by side, it's similar. It's similar. They were out for a significant amount of time for different reasons, but doesn't make it that much different.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I'm ready to just see the Tatis show. They're kind of, they shed some guys, some payroll. I think they want maybe a little bit less of the spotlight on their team this year. I don't think the expectations are very high, and that's kind of, I think it's going to be a lot, like it's like a no pressure season right now. So he can just kind of relax, go out there and just hit 50 tanks and steal 40 bases and gun guys out from right field.
That'd be sick. I'm here for it. I'd like to see that. Mine. Who'd you say your number 4 is Tatis? Mine is Austin Riley.
Ooh, you got Austin Riley high up.
Yeah, he's a little bit higher. He's a good player.
He's good.
Yeah, very, very good player. He's had 3 straight really, really good years. He's made some defensive strides. Not saying he's a great defender, but he is not exactly horrendous out there anymore. And he's just been doing it with the bat. 26 years old. I think 26, I want to say.
Is he only 26? I guess he's like 2019.
He's either 26 or 27.
Or 20. Was 2019 his rookie year?
He's going to turn 27 in April.
Okay.
Put up a 5.9 WAR last season. Pretty good.
Who
Pretty
didn't
good.
put
Silver
up 5
Slugger.
WAR on the Braves last year?
That's true. That's true.
Everybody.
Very, very true. And my number 3 is Mookie.
Okay. My number 3 is, I said, Bryce Harper. I have Mookie at number 2. Mookie
makes sense.
He's so good. I don't know. All these players are good. Obviously, that's like, I feel like I'm just saying that for everybody. They're good. They're so good, but
they're so good. They are though.
Mookie's unreal. I think him being at second base full time this year also is like so good for him.
Dude, he has the most beautiful top to bottom baseball savant page I've seen in a very long time.
It's crazy. It's just red. Everything's red.
Everything is red. Literally everything. Acuna has a couple things on there where it's blue.
Yeah.
But Mookie doesn't. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And my number 2 is Acuna.
My number 1 is Acuna. I think he's going to go back to back. I think he's just going to do it again.
Could.
He's just going to go 45, 75.
Oh man, I don't know about that. Don't get me wrong. I would love that. I would love nothing more than that. I'm just like, I'm trying,
like 3 more home runs. Oh, come.
I think he could have, but if he hits more home runs, he's not going to steal as many bags, just because he's not going to be at first base as often or second.
No, he's doing it.
But I mean, I would love that. I'd love for that to happen. My number 1 is Tatis.
Ooh, number 1. I like it.
Yeah. Some surprises up there. Those are the kind Riley and Tatis, and where Mookie is. I feel like those were my surprises or like hot takes per se.
Yeah, I thought maybe you were gonna pick Freddie at number 1 for a second there.
No, I think as much as I love Freddie, I don't know if he's gonna have the same type of year. He's done this every single year. His BABIP is always pretty high. It was like 370 last year. And he's going to be 34, which, I mean, the way he's aging, it's very graceful. Very gracefully aging. I don't know if he's going to slow down for a couple more years. But that's always in the back of my mind just a little bit. He's like 34 years old. That's older than – I can't believe he's that old, to be honest, even though he's been in the league forever. But – it's something to think about.
Yeah, he would be like just off my top 5. I think I had him at 6 on so Tatis at number 1, hey?
Tatis at number 1, man.
I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, being a little bit bold. Like I don't know who my
it's legit.
It's a little bit.
Maybe
yeah, I think
some people might.
I think number 1's a little bit bold, but top 5 for Tatis, I don't think is that bold. I think it's likely that he's going to have a huge year. But who's your dark horse?
My dark horse is a New York Met named Francisco, and it's not Francisco Lindor.
Ooh.
Francisco Alvarez. I actually had Francisco Lindor in my top 10.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'm going for dark horse. Dark horse. I think Lindor has a legit shot to win. So I wouldn't really consider him a dark horse. Maybe some people would. I don't know. Francisco Alvarez, though, I think this kid is ready to just do them.
He's very good. Very good.
He was so good last year. And he's going to be even better.
I
think the Mets are actually going to be good this year. Like, I don't see the Marlins making the playoffs again.
No.
The Mets, should be good. They should win 90-plus games with the team they have right now.
I think it's their pitching. Their pitching is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Their starting rotation is the biggest problem.
They lost.
No, it got worse.
I think it got worse. Maybe they'll sign Blake Snell.
And Jordan Montgomery. Who knows? I mean, they have Steve Cohen has the money.
That's true.
I think that's a big mistake, though.
Well, I don't. If I'm them, I don't know if I want to be in the max luxury tax again after how bad last year was. But they have. I think they have pieces good enough to win, good enough to make the playoffs.
Their lineup's good enough to get to the playoffs. I do agree with that. I think they're I know they're getting Edwin Diaz back, so that's cool.
Mhm.
That's cool. I'm excited to see him back.
See what sophomore
Jose
Senga
Quintana.
does.
Yeah, I'm excited for Senga. I would love to see Luis Severino kind of turned around. I know they have Sean Manaea in the rotation now and Jose Quintana, which are you don't really know.
Sounds like a good
Those are
rotation
kind of
for
wild
4 years
cards.
ago.
Yeah, for real. Sean Manaea has never really put it together in the way we all have wanted and hoped for, but he's going to be 31, 32. He had a decent stretch last year out of the bullpen, if I remember correctly. So there's reason to believe maybe he finds it, tweaks a couple things. I don't know. I feel like the Mets haven't really been that type of team that fix pitchers.
No.
But I don't know. Maybe this is a new direction.
We'll find out.
Maybe
We'll
it's
see.
a new direction.
See what happens. But
we will.
I think they're going to be good this year. I do. Sorry,
I think it's possible.
I know you're a Braves fan, but
no, I'm more so than anything, I'm a baseball fan. And even if a storyline is bad for the Braves, if it's interesting for baseball, it's interesting to me. So I'm all for it.
Maybe I should be a baseball writer, but New York baseball teams being good usually is good for baseball.
It is. It usually is. I'm having trouble with my
with an
my
NL dark horse.
I think I might have one.
Tommy Pham. Oh, he's not on the team.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go with a St. Louis Cardinal.
Lars?
No.
I almost picked Lars Nootbaar. So
did you really?
Funny. I don't. He'd be an absolute dark horse, but
yes, he would. I'm actually gonna go with Jordan Walker.
Ooh, I like it. Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm actually
both picking guys
who decision a little bit. Actually, now
I thought you were going to pick one of the big catcher now. One of the big guys with their catcher or a catcher.
No, a catcher. From the Central, former Brave. Wild Bill Contreras. He does not get enough recognition. He was fantastic.
I think it's tough because the Brewers were just very disappointing.
They were. They were absolutely disappointing.
It's always tough when there's like a good season on a team that underperforms, just nobody cares.
Like Lou Bob.
Yeah.
No one cared.
Well, I feel like that's almost different because I don't think the White Sox really had any expectations. But people thought the Brewers were going to. Or did they? No. Did they win the division? They did.
Oh, you know what we haven't talked about? We haven't talked about the Corbin Burns trade. I love it for the Orioles. I love it for the Orioles, man. Oh my God. I love it. It's exactly what they needed. Their new ownership, but literally the next day, trade for Corbin Burns. I don't think they gave up that much.
Am I crazy to think that the Orioles are going to massively regress this year?
No, I still think they will regress.
Don't get me wrong. Corbin Burns makes their pitching way better for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I saw somebody post tell me who your predictions are for the World Series this early. And they were half the people had the Orioles in the World Series. I'm like, no. There's no chance. I don't think there's.
I think there's an absolute chance, but it's going to be more difficult than people think.
Yeah,
I think
they're
closer to a 90-win game.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
Really? What do you think's holding them back?
I think they were just the luckiest team of all time last year. There are so many hitting metrics where if you look at them, they were even the Blue Jays were better, but they just came up clutch in the right spots. They don't really they're just exciting. I think in that they're exciting. They won 100 games. I'm not saying they can't. I don't know if they will. I don't think they win 100 games for Sure. It just wouldn't surprise me if they missed the playoffs. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? Probably. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. Like if they only won like 80 games, 85.
Got you. I absolutely think they're closer to I don't think they're going to win 100 games again. Like
I still don't think
that's a lot of games.
Pitching's
a lot of games. Good. No, it's having Felix gone really hurts, I think. Kimbrel's okay, but he's getting older, so you don't know if he's gonna like implode at any point. And Yenier Cano or Yenier, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Like he was really good last year, but bullpen's so volatile. And how much do you really believe in Kyle Bradish? Is this what he is? Or like Grayson had a great second half last year. Does he build on it? I hope so. Corbin Burns, you could say he's been regressing the past couple years. Honestly, his 2021 was amazing, but I mean, he's still an amazing pitcher. Top 10, probably top 10 pitcher in baseball. Top 15 if you want to get like at the very worst. And like he's still very good, but still, I think if I were to predict a win total for them, it would be in the 87 to 90 range.
Yeah.
I think it's a realistic expectation.
That AL East is going to be weird this year.
It's going to be interesting.
It's always just such
going to be
battle.
Interesting.
But this year, I feel like it's almost the most even it's ever been. Because like I never can count out the Rays, even though they like. It feels like they've gotten worse this offseason, but you can't count them out.
It feels like they've gotten so much worse. But obviously, like you said,
the Red Sox were bad last year, but again, like I can't ever count out the Red Sox. You never know. Like they could go and sign like a Blake Snell. Like you just don't know with them. And they're like the Red Sox and Yankees are just, they're winning franchises, right? So they're going to always try and be relevant and do things to make their team good. And then obviously the Orioles, tons of young talent. They're good. The Blue Jays, I still think have the highest ceiling in the division, but are they ever going to get close to it? Who knows? Yeah. Second best rotation in the league, I think, next to Seattle, probably.
I think that's fair. Top two. Yeah.
Well, I mean, potentially, especially like if Manoah, he doesn't need to be as good as he was in 22, but if he's even like in the middle of where he was in 22 and last year, I think Barrios is going to be really good this year. Kevin Gossman and Chris Bassett are just studs. And then like very Kikuchi good. Was really good last year. And we have that Yariel Rodriguez now who could be like a sort of a sixth starter or long guy. And our bullpen's so good. Like the Jays bullpen is really good.
This honestly gave me a great idea. We should next episode, if we do next week, we cover like the big signings. If there are any, there might not be any until July at this pace. But we go through and we give our top like 5 rotations, maybe our top 5 lineups or something like that for each league.
I like it.
I like that a lot.
Let's do it.
I like that a lot.
Totally down.
I'm down to do that. Dude, once things get kicked off, maybe we should like if things are going well, we got enough time. Maybe we could pick it up. Maybe like 3 episodes every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we have time,
possibly
we'll get her done.
Whenever we have time and we want to.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot easier once baseball's actually happening too.
It really is.
Like we've been struggling to figure out things to talk about because this off season has been like kind of boring.
Yeah, I've been doing a bad job of like suggesting things because honestly, there's so many things I feel like we could talk about, but it's so much easier to be like, let's wait until someone signs. Let's wait until there's big news. Until something happens, man. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like I could talk about literally anything baseball forever, as you've probably seen and heard me rant about things.
Well, there's going to be lots to talk about soon. People will have to sign. Spring training games are like in a week or two, like next 2 weeks from now, I think. Like they're coming up. Less than 2 weeks, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
everybody's basically at camps. Like everybody's down in Florida and Arizona getting ready. Saw some Instagram lives of like some live at bats and some Vladdy in the cage and Barrios.
Did you see the? My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's like Barrios was pitching to like Springer and Kirk and stuff. But did I see what?
Hell yeah. Dodgers posted Max Muncy hitting an absolute nuke, or it felt like an absolute nuke, and the sound, just the sound was so good. I
saw it. I didn't.
It was so good.
Look at it. It just popped up on my Twitter feed like right before we went live. So I'll check.
So good. It was so good.
That's so like good. That.
It was baseball ASMR.
That Vladdy hitting with a metal bat. Do you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
but
man, he was
hot take. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, he was just in Puerto Rico for Barrios did like a celebrity softball charity game, and it was like Vladdy picked a team and he picked a team, and then they did like a metal bat home run derby.
That's pretty sick, man.
Yeah, Vlad is just like absolutely nuking these baseballs into oblivion. It's awesome.
That's sick. I'll tell you what, I have a hard time watching college baseball because I don't like the metal bat sounds compared to wood. That's why I never
wood
played
definitely
MVP
sounds
baseball.
better. Like it sounds more pure but like a really launched ball off a metal bat is like ding, that nice little ding, and then just watching how far the ball goes. Whereas like the sound of a metal bat is better, wooden bat is better, definitely, especially when they really get it. But they're both pleasing to my ears.
That's good. That's good. I could watch pros do it. I just don't think I can watch college baseball.
I live in Canada, so we don't have the opportunity to watch any college baseball on television anyway. So I never
university
watch it.
Baseball.
That doesn't exist.
That's crazy.
There's no university baseball in Canada.
You'll usually just call it university instead of college, right?
There's more, universities.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Or it's Canadian slang, I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm sorry. Is this inappropriate?
No, it's all
okay, good.
Baseball's not really a thing like that here. Like if guys are good enough, they go play in the States.
That makes sense.
Yeah. They don't. There's no like Canadian university baseball. People don't really watch university sports here. Like football's kind of like the biggest one, I would say. Basketball a little bit, but it's nowhere near what it's like in like the NCAA is like.
Do you watch college sports?
I used to watch March Madness a bit. I've been to a college football game in the States in Texas, which is crazy, but I don't really watch it. No, much anymore.
Me neither.
Again, like it just doesn't like they just don't show it really here. Like I could go online, I guess, and stream it somewhere, but I'm not really invested in it. That's why I'm like always bad with prospects because like I don't know who's a good college baseball player because I'm not really exposed to it much. Besides what people throw on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, that's like my main source of prospect information as well. Like MLB.com is pretty solid. Dude, I'm still trying to figure out Fangraphs. I'm very new to the website Fangraphs, but I'm starting to like it quite a bit. It's just like navigating is a little bit difficult, but I just can't get away from baseball reference. There is a lot going on. Lot to process.
I had to look at Fangraphs for just overall offensive rating for qualified hitters to tell that guy who commented on my Javi Baez video.
Oh my god, like, that's insane.
Guy's like, Javi Baez is still one of the greatest players, and I'm like, he was good. He used to be good, but he had literally a 60 OPS plus this year. Like, I don't think you know what that means. That means 40% worse than the average player. not a good player. 40% worse than the average player. Yeah. And then he's like, no, he's good. Those pitches aren't even strikes that he's swinging at. He's that good. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are you trolling me?
My brother in Christ. But dude, someone in my chat, I don't know, this was like maybe 2 months ago, was saying that he needed to see more from Adley Rutschman, that one of the guys he listed he would choose over him was Yasmani Grandal. And I was like, dude, he's been one of the worst players. I don't remember who said it, and it's neither here nor there. But I will never forget it. I will never forget it. Like I don't know if they're actually trolling because
I don't even think I would
just
take the
ridiculous,
best
man.
Yasmani Grandal year over like any given Adley year.
I don't
know what's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's Grandal's had some good years, but Adley does it all.
Dadley.
Crazy. Dadley Rutschman, dude.
Still
Dadley
older
Rutschman.
than Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
That sucks too, man. I wish he was like 22.
26. Just turned 26.
I know. It's
so
crazy.
funny when people are like, happy 26th birthday to this, and then everybody, because I obviously, my Twitter's just full of Jays fans. And they're just like, I can't wait to see how good Vladdy is when he's that age.
That's pretty funny.
It'll be not even this season, but next season.
That's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Vladdy's entering his age 25 season this year, which is Aaron Judge's rookie year. So
that's crazy.
If you could imagine, if you added all of what Vladdy's done so far onto what Aaron Judge has done since 2017, like. That's where Vlad could be in 6 years.
True.
He could also be not that. So I'm not holding my breath.
That's true too. I hope he does. Baseball's better when everybody like plays to their abilities, and I think
it
needs to happen for him. I'd be saying the same thing for
this off season.
Hopefully that's got to create some more torque too. A little more torque, possibly, potentially.
I just feel it. I feel like he's going to have a really good year.
He could.
I think the whole team.
Ozzy Albies is only 27 too. That's cool.
Ozzy.
He's been in the league for forever, it feels like. We've got some young players out there, man. Future's bright. Tatis is 25?
Yeah, Tatis is young. Soto's still young. And then obviously you got like Corbin Carroll, Julio, Bobby Witt Jr., all the, Gunnar and Jackson Holiday coming up, and
I hope Jackson Holiday pops off, man. I want to see him in the bigs, but I get it.
Cracks the team out of camp.
I don't know if he cracks the team out of camp. I want to say probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
unless he has like a really good spring, and who's slated as their opening day shortstop right now? Probably Mateo.
Yeah, I think so.
If he struggles, maybe
Adam Frazier maybe played some short.
Last
year, or did he play outfield? No. He's not on their team anymore. He's gone. He's played somewhere else now.
Oh, is he? Nice. Okay.
Well, Gunnar played some shortstop. He was like shortstop and third base, almost half and half, I think, last year.
That's true. Yes, you are correct. I wonder who their third baseman would be.
I mean,
if Gunnar played short.
I don't know enough.
Me neither. Just bring Jackson Holiday up. I've seen it enough. I've seen it enough.
Yeah, I've seen him hit home run derbies with his dad.
Yeah, that counts.
He's good enough. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, his brother was hitting bombs too, so I might as well bring him up too. Might as well sign him now.
He didn't fare so well against Ricky Tiedemann is either fall league or Ricky Tiedemann pitched one AAA game, I think, last year, and he pitched against Jackson Holiday. Their team. Tiedemann's gonna be good, man. Ricky T.
I hope he is, man. I don't want him to end up like how Nate Pearson ended up, man.
Yeah. Almost every.
I am very upset about that.
Like Groshans we talked about today, but just didn't pan out. We had Otto Lopez was like a prospect for us. Just DFA'd him, shipped him off to the Giants the other day. Like all these guys are basically just getting cut now. We got some good guys like Schneider and Spencer Horwitz, Addison Barger right now, like a couple of decent guys that should be good, but who knows?
Was Schneider a highly touted prospect, or is he just kind of like a guy who came out of nowhere?
No, he was not at all. He's still like, I think even at the end of the year, after he was doing good, he was still like our 26th ranked prospect or something. And he's a little bit older. Like he's older than Vladdy too. Like he's 25 or whatever, but he just like was a stud. The guy went
nuts, man.
Smacked the ball. He had like 25 home runs or something in AAA, and then came up and hit a bunch and went on that crazy tear. And he's got a really good eye. just kind of his big thing. But I feel like that's kind of they got to put that automatic ball strikes thing in the MLB, because I think it's bad for guys that get called up. Man. For guys that get called up and are used to playing with it, and then they come up and then it's like, oh, now it's just all the umpire, when it's like, oh, that would have been a ball in AAA, and now the guy just called a strike, so now it's just like it's a strike. So you can see like he took a lot of pitches that were like close pitches that got called strikes.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of tough, but then you also don't know if it's like, oh, it's like, you know, they're putting him through making him pay his dues or whatever you want to call it. But
yeah, that's true too.
He was not very like highly. I hadn't really heard of him. Like he was just kind of like, oh, one of those guys who's in AAA for the last couple of years, and then all of a sudden he like was going off last year. So
got you, dude. Speaking of like a guy coming out of nowhere, there's this prospect for the Rockies. I was doing some research this morning. That is like the power is there. Like he got some time last year. I mean, I don't think anyone knows it. He got 70 at bats with the Rockies. No one watches them though, so no one knows about him. Hunter Goodman is like legit. He hit 34 bombs across 410 ABs across the minors last year.
Okay,
like AA and AAA. Like,
how did he do when he played for the Rockies?
Not good. 70 ABs. I think he hit 1 home run. He hit 17 RBI though, which is, I mean, that doesn't really tell us anything. But 60 OPS plus, I think. So I mean, small sample size, but at the same time, you don't want to see that. But maybe, maybe, it could happen.
It could. You really don't know.
You'd be the perfect guy for Coors.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, those AAA, I don't know where their minor league affiliates are, but I don't think they're in Denver.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea who the Rockies AAA team would be.
No idea. I've been to Coors twice, though. It's really nice.
Oh, I want to go there.
It's good, dude. It's good.
I just want to watch things get launched, go super early and watch BP there. I think that'd be fun.
That would be cool. The only times I've gone have been with like my my family, so I don't really get a say in the matter of like when we get there. Yeah. We get there usually when the game's already started, and I'm just like, dude, I'm the dude who's there when gates open.
Yeah, that's when I always want to go.
Around, man.
I know. I want to walk. I want to like go if there's doing BP. I want to go like stand out in the stands and like whatever. Maybe catch a ball. Maybe don't. But you get to watch it a little bit and then like walk around. 100%. Because usually anytime I go, it's not like somewhere I've been a bunch of times. It's like I made a trip to come here. So, you know, see everything, go like walk through the team shop and stuff like that, grab something to eat, and then like sit down before first pitch and then watch the whole game. So you don't have to get up during the game and go look at things and stuff. Because
100%.
There was
100%.
I went to Minneapolis once on a trip, and we showed up in the first inning we went to 3 games. This is the second game. Man. And before we could even get to our seats, the Jays had already hit back-to-back home runs, and we missed them. And I was like, that's brutal. Man. So the next day I just went by myself. Rough. I went by myself early, and then I'm like, you guys just like, come meet me there when you're good. And then I got like my hat signed by one of the bullpen guys and stuff. And it was just like, oh, this is cool.
That's super cool, man.
But
very cool.
Yeah. But all right, man.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's it.
We got everything.
We got everything.
All right. I think we
Fernando Tatis Jr. MVP. You heard it here.
MVP incoming MVP.
It's gonna happen. I like that.
Yes, sir. I do too, man. I really do.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the Dish on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever.
Spotify, you get YouTube, Apple, all that shit, all that stuff.
Podcast.org.net. I don't know. That's probably not a thing. I just made that up.
It should be a thing.
Thanks for listening, Noob. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, dude. Always a fun time. Bye-bye.